WrestleMania season and WrestleMania itself is almost upon us. And before we get any matches really set in stone for the event, I thought it would be best for me to go through and book what I think would make the best WrestleMania possible. Now, this video is a fun one to make because we can look back on it after WrestleMania 36 and think to ourselves, wow, this wrestling elitist WrestleMania would have been so much better than the one the company booked. Or maybe, somehow the company will book a better WrestleMania than this. I hope they do. Do I doubt it though? Certainly. So without further ado, let's get into this. Kickoff show, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They'll just do this. I think whoever wins doesn't really matter. So that's the Battle Royal. And then I do the Women's Championship from SmackDown. Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Now, I know people are sick of seeing Bayley, Sasha Banks. I don't really care. Have them do the split in WrestleMania season. Have this match. The reason it's on the kickoff show, well, when you hear the main card, it's fair enough. Whoever wins doesn't really matter. And keep the kickoff show under an hour, please. No 2-hour kickoff show. No one wants to see that, okay? So now, the main show. I would open the WrestleMania 36 card with a fatal 4-way ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Bar taking on The New Day, then the Lucha House Party, and then Shorty G and Ali. So, The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus is coming back to SmackDown soon. I feel like the logical booking here is putting him back with Cesaro because those two together work. Otherwise, they're both floundering. Cesaro at the moment, he's with Nakamura and Zayn. Nothing's really coming of that. He's just kind of there. Sheamus is coming back, so you might as well put the Bar together. As the other teams, the New Day, I'd have them as the tag team champions here. You might as well keep them right through with the tag titles. I don't see who else is going to take the tag titles from the New Day at the moment. So keep the New Day as the champions. Kofi Kingston and Big E, that is. Lucha House Party, Kalisto, and whether you want Dorado or Metalik here, doesn't really matter. I know you're probably thinking, why are they in the match? The reason for that, they're here to really just take bumps on the whole. They're here to make the match more fun and engaging as an opener. And then Shorty G and Ali, they deserve to be on the WrestleMania 36 main card somehow. I feel like as a tag team, they have potential, and they'd be good to be here. So, the match itself, give it 15-ish minutes. Doesn't need to outstay its welcome. Have them just absolutely, literally brutalize and murder each other with the ladders. I think it's a great way to open WrestleMania. Have a ladder match for like a tag title prize. It'd be really good. I'd have the Bar go over at the end. I think the match would be insane. Probably 4 stars plus, easy. Just these guys be flying around. Kalisto, he could Salida del Sol someone through a ladder again like he did TLC 2015. I think that'd be sick. That's how I'd open the show, the Fatal 4-Way Ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Titles. Second match of the night, this one could be a bit controversial, but I don't care. Singles match for the NXT Championship, Tommaso Ciampa defeats Adam Cole to become the new champion. I know a lot of you are saying to yourself, why would you not have this in the main event of TakeOver Tampa? And you very well could, but I think this match belongs at WrestleMania, because Ciampa, he's not going to be on the main roster. He said himself, if he gets put on the main roster, he's retiring. So having Tommaso Ciampa compete at WrestleMania 36 on the main card, get his WrestleMania moment, the one and only he'll get in his career, I think it belongs at WrestleMania. Give these two 16 to 18 minutes, have them just put on an absolute show, Ciampa and Cole. It builds itself. How I'd book this, at TakeOver Portland, I'd have Keith Lee challenge Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. Really have it be Keith Lee's like farewell in NXT, his final match. So Cole goes over in the end. And then you lead to WrestleMania 36, where you have Tommaso Ciampa talking about how he wants to take back Goldie. It's his really like the culmination of this journey that's gone for over a year of him trying to get back and reclaim Goldie. On the night, I'd have a great match with them two here, 16-18 minutes as I said. In the end, Tommaso Ciampa regains the NXT Championship from Adam Cole. Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era, they can go off and work on the main roster after this. This would be their kind of last doing in NXT. Tommaso Ciampa would carry the brand. You can do Ciampa Gargano after this. Ciampa versus Balor for the NXT Championship, that kind of thing. It books itself, pretty easy. So that's the second match of the night, Ciampa, Adam Cole. Third match of the night, I'm doing a 5-pack challenge for the United States Championship. This would see Drew McIntyre take on Buddy Murphy, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and Ricochet. Who you want as the champion here? I don't know. You can really pick any of these 5 to be the US champion. They're all just kind of in the same mid-card on Raw at the moment, so really take your pick. I'd have Drew McIntyre go over, just because I have a bias. I'm a big fan of Drew McIntyre. I think he deserves so much better than he's getting, but Regardless, a WrestleMania US Championship win for Drew McIntyre in this match here. Have this go 10-12 minutes. You can have all Buddy Murphy, Ray, Ricochet doing the extreme acrobatics. McIntyre can be tossing guys. Orton hits a RKO out of nowhere on Murphy, then Ray and Ricochet. Have it be really fun. Get the crowd, keep them engaged for this. I think it'd be really good. McIntyre going over, it would do wonders for him. Buddy Murphy in this match, just get him on the main card of WrestleMania. Boy, he deserves it. Rey Mysterio, he deserves to be on the main card of WrestleMania as well. Now, in real life, I reckon what they'll do with Rey, they'll have Rey Mysterio versus Dominic at WrestleMania, and they'll go for like 15 minutes, which the match probably won't be that great, but regardless, that's what I think they'll do in real life. But I think this is probably the avenue they should go if they want the best possible match. Randy Orton, it's Randy Orton, he'll be on WrestleMania somehow, because he's Randy Orton. And Ricochet, he deserves to be on WrestleMania as well. So, that's the 5-pack challenge for the US Championship. I've got Drew McIntyre going over and becoming the new champion. So then we move on. No holds barred match. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. This one, both of these two guys have to be on the WrestleMania card. I don't see how either of them are going to be on the card that isn't this. Seth Rollins, you could do the match with Rollins and CM Punk. Do I want to see that myself? Not at all. The only person who gets anything out of that is Seth Rollins because his career is just failing. Punk doesn't need to do that. I don't want to see Punk come out of retirement only to have subpar, mediocre matches. If you could guarantee that match would blow it out of the park, then... blow out of the water. What am I saying? If it would blow it out of the water, Rollins, Punk, fine. But I'm trying to do something that's a bit more practical and it's not just all dream matches. Like, there's 1 or 2 in this card, which is a bit like real fantasy dream match. But regardless, Seth Rollins here against Kevin Owens. This would be full-fledged heel Kevin Owens. Full-fledged heel Seth Rollins taking on Kevin Owens. I'd have Seth Rollins go over Kevin Owens here in a no-holds-barred match. Really further the heel nature of Rollins. Have him just brutalize Kevin Owens, who'd be a beloved babyface. Give this 16, 18, 20 minutes, that kind of thing. Really depends how hot this feud is going to WrestleMania, as far as how long you give the match. So that's what I do there. Seth Rollins getting on WrestleMania. Kevin Owens getting on WrestleMania. I think that's the way to go. So moving on, triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler defeats Becky Lynch and Asuka. So Becky Lynch or Asuka, I don't really know who you want to go with, but one of them two will be the Raw Women's Champion going into this. Shayna Baszler, she'd start on Monday Night Raw in 2020. She'd be like the face of Raw going after WrestleMania. So I'd have Asuka, Becky, Royal Rumble, pretty self-explanatory. Whoever you want to have win there, they get their win. And then Shayna Baszler wins the Women's Royal Rumble and demands a match with whoever wins. This makes it pretty self-explanatory, really. Shayna takes on the 3 of them. I think I was going to have Shayna versus Becky by itself, but I thought you might as well get Asuka on the card. She deserves it. She, works too hard to not get on WrestleMania. So that's what I do there. Triple threat match. Give this 12, 13 minutes. Don't have this be 18 to 22 like the Survivor Series match. Don't have this outstay its welcome. Just have a good little triple threat match, and that's all really. So that's that match. Raw Women's Championship. That's how I'd do that. From here, this one's a bit weird because this one can be changed. But basically, I'd have a WWE Championship match between any combination of Brock Lesnar and Keith Lee, or Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman and Keith Lee, or Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar and Keith Lee. Here's my reasoning. If it was just Brock Lesnar and Keith Lee, I'd have Keith Lee win in 8 minutes. If it was Keith Lee, Lesnar, and Strowman, I'd have Keith Lee win after 12 minutes. If Roman Reigns is in this, which I'll explain the reason there's an if later on, then give this literally 15 to 20 minutes and have it be what you got at SummerSlam 2017 with that fatal 4-way for the Universal title, where it was just big guys flying around, giving each other just hell. That match was amazing. That's what I do here. Really change of pace, because we would have just seen mainly a submission type match with the Raw Women's title, and more like a weapons kind of match with Rollins and Owens. So this match here, just have it be the heavyweights flying around, Strowman running around ringside, doing his shoulder tackles, Keith Lee tossing guys and doing moonsaults, Brock throwing people. I think this would be great. Keith Lee goes over. I think he'd be incredibly over at WrestleMania. You have literally 50 to 70,000 people, screaming bask in his glory. So I think that would be great. The match here, it'd be really fun. Bit of a change of pace, as I said. So that's what I do with the WWE Championship. So that's your big heavyweights match. And then, Wait till you get a hold of this. Okay. Triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Daniel Bryan taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Now, I know what you're thinking. AJ Styles is a Raw guy. Why would you have him coming for a SmackDown title? You can literally, it's the WWE. You can just move him and say it was like a trade or something, because this company has no real thought of logic. So you can move Styles to SmackDown easily. As for this, Daniel Bryan, he'll be a face at this time. He would have come off the feud with The Fiend, where he'll probably come out short, and capitalizing off that momentum Bryan would have of being in the top storyline in the company. What do you do with Bryan? I'd say you put him in the Intercontinental Championship mix. Nakamura, at the moment, he's about to go into a feud with Braun Strowman. They'll probably have Braun Strowman win there. I don't think they should. I think they should have Nakamura go over Braun Strowman. Make Shinsuke look really legitimate ahead of this WrestleMania match. AJ Styles, he's AJ Styles. You can put him in any match. He's legitimate, incredible. So give these guys literally 24, 26 minutes. Just blow the roof off the place. Give it a 5-star match. This would be absolutely incredible, I feel like. Daniel Bryan, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles. Just imagine all the stuff they could do in a triple threat match. It'd be so damn good to watch. These guys would just go out and wrestle, which is, when you have guys like this at WrestleMania, you kind of pair them together, whether that's Bryan, Nakamura, Styles, CM Punk even, those kind of guys. Just let them wrestle, do their thing, and you'll just get a classic match. So Daniel Bryan, I'd have winning here. He'd take the Intercontinental Championship, and so from there, Styles would go off and do whatever. Bryan would be the new Intercontinental Champion. I think that'd sort itself out pretty nicely. So from there, I would do Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. 1-on-1, no title. In this match, I give it 10 to 12 minutes. It's a rematch of Survivor Series 2018, I know. But you're getting Ronda on the show. You're getting Charlotte on the show. I'm assuming Ronda will work WrestleMania. I'd hope she would, given, it's Ronda Rousey. So I'd hope she works WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair, this is a spot the company would put her in. Literally co-main event. Charlotte's their golden girl. I don't understand why. I mean, Charlotte, she's literally a robot. All matches are the same, but regardless, Ronda, Charlotte here. I just feel like this is the way to go. I'd have Ronda win because I don't really think Charlotte's all that great, but nevertheless, this match would be pretty good. The crowd would be pretty dead for it, because if we just have a 5-star classic with the Intercontinental Championship before it, they'd be dead for this, but nevertheless, backstage, they'd be loving this. Charlotte, Ronda, so that's why I'd go there. Oh, here we go. Singles match for the Universal Championship. So, The Fiend would come in Universal Champion. I would have Aleister Black challenge The Fiend for the Universal Championship. Now, at the moment, that doesn't look like something that would be very legitimate because of how Aleister Black's being booked. He's not looking incredible. Granted, he hasn't really lost. So if you keep his unbeaten streak going to WrestleMania and really give Black some more credible wins in the months before WrestleMania, have him go 1-on-1 with The Fiend and have this just be an absolute just spectacle brawl, like a fight for 20 minutes. This would be absolutely insane. Aleister Black is incredible. His entrance at WrestleMania would be amazing. Before a Universal Championship match, it'd be sick. The Fiend at WrestleMania, his entrance would look incredible. So it'd be the big spectacle. It would look great. Two guys would get in there. Black would use his martial arts, the judo, all that stuff that he does with the kicks and the fighting. The Fiend, he'd dominate bits of the match. Black would come back with some kicks and whatnot. It'd be fantastic to watch. In the end, I'd have Aleister Black defeat The Fiend to win the Universal Championship. What better way to make Aleister Black look dominant? The crowd wouldn't be booing Black. They wouldn't be booing White. They'd just be cheering for both guys. So it's a win-win. I think The Fiend, instead of what the company will probably do, where they'll have Roman Reigns beat The Fiend to the Universal Championship, no one wants to see that. No one. You can get Reigns booed out of the building. The Fiend is going to be the most over thing in the company. It'll be a replay of what happened with Rollins and Fiend at Hell in a Cell if you have Reigns win. So do the safe option. Have Aleister Black beat The Fiend. I think, as I said, clash of the styles, the gimmicks, how they look, the match itself, it would just all click. It'd be so good. How long you want to give this? 16 to 20 minutes. Anyway, around there. It doesn't need to go 25, but 16 to 20, that's probably around the spot for this match. It'd be so sick. Once again, Aleister Black winning the Universal Championship. From there, Aleister Black can go on and fight whoever. Put him in the main event. I think he deserves it. You can have Aleister Black versus Drew McIntyre, Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black rematch for the Universal title, all that good stuff. So that's what I do there. And then the main event. Now, personally, this takes some explaining, but I'll say this. If this match happens, it's going to main event, whether it's not going to be the best match on the card by any means, but if this match is on the card, it's main eventing, just because of who's in it. The company would love this. Some of you guys probably wouldn't, and some of you guys would hate this, but I feel like it's going to main event if it happens. The Rock against Roman Reigns. This one is just about getting The Rock to, take time out of his incredibly busy schedule to compete at this match. The Rock, most celebrated man on the planet, he's just incredible at everything he does. Rock and Reigns will be booed out of the building, but that you can make Reigns a heel. You can do that. Will the company do that? God, no, they won't. But just nevertheless, having Rock and Reigns, personally, a lot of people would hate that. I think it'd be pretty cool. As the main event, I don't know, but you guys might get confused here. Basically, Rock versus Roman Reigns, if it's on the card, it will main event. Do I want that to happen myself? Not really. I want The Fiend and Aleister Black main eventing. But will Rock and Reigns main event if it happens? Yes. So, that's what happens there in the main event. I'd have The Rock go over Roman Reigns because do you really want to end WrestleMania with The Rock losing to Roman Reigns and 80,000 people booing Roman Reigns out of the building? Of course you don't. You want The Rock going over, posing on the top rope, the crowd going crazy because it's The Rock, and that be the end of your WrestleMania. So, in summary, this WrestleMania, the main show, Fatal 4-Way Ladder Match, the SmackDown Tag Team titles to open, fun, fast-paced match. From here, the NXT Championship with Tommaso, Ciampa, and Adam Cole. That'd be a fantastic match. I do a 5-pack challenge the US title. Just have all the Raw mid-card guys flying around, and McIntyre wins in the end. No holds barred match with Rollins and Owens. I think that match would be pretty sick. Rollins could go over, Owens could go over. It doesn't really matter. I'd have Rollins, but regardless. Triple threat match for the Raw Women's title. Shayna Baszler going over Becky Lynch and Asuka. I think that's what they'll probably do anyway. Shayna Baszler coming out of WrestleMania victorious. And then the WWE Championship, where Keith Lee beats Brock Lesnar one-on-one, or he beats Lesnar and Strowman, or if Reigns and The Rock doesn't happen, he beats Lesnar, Strowman, and Reigns. And then triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. I'd have Bryan go over Nakamura and Styles. That match would be incredible. Then I'd have Ronda Rousey against Charlotte Flair. That match pretty much makes itself, really. Then the singles match for the Universal Championship. Aleister Black versus The Fiend. This is the match I'd have main event if I was really in control of this show. But they won't do that. If that being said, if Reigns and The Rock doesn't happen, move Reigns to the WWE Championship match, and you just have Black and The Fiend main event, because that's worthy of the main event. And yeah, Reigns and The Rock, if that happens, that's the main event. So that's WrestleMania 36. That's how I would book the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this card. Leave what you think should be the card down below. That would be cool. We can get some discussion going. It's always fun to have a talk about wrestling, because, watching the shows isn't fun, but discussing what they could do is even funner. So, that being said, thanks for watching. This has been my WrestleMania 36 match card, dream match card, fantasy booking, that kind of thing. You know what you just heard. All good.